She built an empire, conquered the charts, and turned heartbreak into billions. But now, Taylor Swift is facing something she didn't script. A betrayal so personal, it's making headlines. And a leaked email from her own father that could change everything we thought we knew about her rise to fame. Because behind the glitter, behind the Grammys, there's a cold-blooded machine. And it didn't start with Taylor. It started with a plan crafted 20 years ago by a man who's finally speaking out. It started like any other celebrity headline, except this one hit different. A public statement from Taylor Swift's legal team wasn't just legalese. It was emotional, dramatic, and dripping with hurt. The wording? I'm so betrayed. I'm devastated. I can't believe she would do this to me. The she in question? Reportedly none other than Blake Lively, Taylor's longtime best friend, her ride or die, her so-called sister. Swifties were floored. The idea that someone from Taylor's famously tight inner circle could turn on her sparked instant chaos online. But if you follow Taylor's career, this isn't new. This is the playbook. Carefully curated drama that positions her as the innocent party, surrounded by snakes. And every time she emerges stronger, with sympathy, with streams, with headlines. But this time felt different, because the tone wasn't just wounded, it was strategic. It read more like a 13-year-old's diary entry than a legal response, which raises a question. Was this a personal reaction or a calculated move? Because just days later, Taylor was seen again, and not by accident. 2 days after the emotional statement, Taylor Swift was suddenly spotted, smiling, calm, and very publicly having lunch with Travis Kelce and his mom on Mother's Day. To the casual eye, it looked innocent, just a wholesome family outing. But for anyone who understands how celebrity media works, the message was loud and clear. Taylor wanted to be seen. Because here's the truth, celebrities at her level don't get caught by paparazzi. Not unless they want to. People like Taylor have entire teams, not just assistants, but handlers, chiefs of staff, and full-on public relations architects, whose job is to control when and how she's seen. If she wanted privacy, she'd have it. But if you think this was just about good PR, wait until you hear what surfaced next. A document that exposes just how far back this planning goes. While the internet dissected lunch dates and friendship fallouts, something far more revealing came to light. A 20-year-old email written by Taylor's father, Scott Swift. It resurfaced in legal documents connected to a lawsuit filed by her former manager, and it reads like a blueprint. Back entrances, blocked out reservations, security sweeps, all of it. So when Taylor Swift shows up at a regular mid-tier American restaurant, no tinted windows, no bodyguards blocking cameras, that's not an accident. That's a chess move, a visual rebuttal to the drama. I'm innocent. I'm just out with my boyfriend's mom. I'm normal. I'm good. And it worked. The betrayal headlines vanished. The photos went viral. The message landed. Not just for a music career, but for the construction of a pop empire. Taylor was only 15 at the time. But Scott's words make one thing clear. This wasn't a teenager chasing a dream. This was a family project. A high-stakes operation with one goal: global domination through their daughter's talent. The email is intense, long-winded, and laced with emotion. He opens it with, "Dan, bear with me, I need to vent." What follows is part business pitch, part personal manifesto. He talks about videotapes he copied when Taylor was just 11. He rants about being underestimated by his now ex-wife, Andrea. And he makes one bold claim: Taylor will define your life's work. Think about that. Most dads want their kids to do well. But Scott, he wasn't just supporting Taylor's dreams. He was running a campaign, one where every move, every performance, every networking dinner was calculated, funded, and tracked, years before she ever made headlines. This wasn't a hobby, it was an investment, and the returns would be astronomical. If there was any doubt that Taylor Swift's career was meticulously engineered, Scott Swift's own words erase it. In the same email, he brags about using his financial advisory business as a personal marketing tool for his daughter. Not only did he invest money, he made his clients listen to her demo tapes before meetings. Imagine sitting down to discuss your retirement plan and being told, "First, listen to my daughter sing." It sounds absurd, but to Scott, it was strategy. He talks about sending out tapes, printing headshots, burning CDs, and creating branded giveaway items, all out of his own pocket. He even claims to have blown up 500 beach balls by hand for a Radio Disney event. This wasn't just dedication, it was relentless promotion. He coordinated events, bought materials, covered travel costs, all while being sidelined publicly. According to him, Andrea got the credit, Taylor got the spotlight, and he got the grunt work. But he didn't complain, not at first, because he believed in the mission. He believed Taylor would become a star so big that it would redefine their entire legacy. And she did. But at what cost? Because the more you read Scott's words, the more it feels like a man trying to justify not just his efforts, but his erasure. He funded the dream, built the launch pad, and pushed the rocket. But once it took off, he wasn't on board. By this point in the email, Scott Swift isn't just sharing strategy. He's venting years of built-up frustration. The tone shifts from businesslike to bitter. He's no longer the proud architect of a rising star. He's the man left behind. The one who bankrolled the journey but didn't get invited to the after party. He lists the sacrifices like a man reading his own resume. Who paid for the trips to New York? Who took vacation days to hold CDs and t-shirts to early shows? Who made sure every appearance had custom merch? Frisbees, beach balls, flyers? His answer, again and again, Dad. But what really hits is the resentment beneath the surface. He says Andrea wouldn't let him come to Britney's camp, likely referencing a Britney Spears training event, even though he paid for it. His words drip with sarcasm. We're going to Britney's camp, but you and Austin can't come. That we being Taylor and her mom, and then comes the most haunting line. Who gets to babysit Austin? The forgotten sibling, the one who didn't have a spotlight. Scott paints himself as the invisible engine behind the machine, the man who kept everything running while being treated like an afterthought. The martyr, the workhorse, the ghostwriter of a global brand. Whether you feel sympathy for him or not, one thing's clear. This wasn't just about music. It was about control, legacy, and a deep hunger for recognition that in his eyes never came. In the world of celebrity families, there's always someone left in the shadows. In the Swift household, that shadow belongs to Austin Swift, Taylor's younger brother. And while the public knows his name, we rarely see his face, hear his voice, or feel his presence. He's the sibling who never got the spotlight, and according to Scott's email, that might not have been his choice. The email repeatedly hints at Austin's exclusion, not just from fame, but from the family mission itself. Who gets to babysit Austin? Scott writes. The message is clear. While one child was being groomed for superstardom, the other was quietly pushed to the side. There's even a disturbing undertone, a subtle suggestion that Austin exists only as a backup, a spare part, the kind of implication that sends a chill down your spine. If Taylor ever needs an organ, they'll call him. It's not a direct quote, but the idea floats between the lines, that his existence serves a purpose only if Taylor's empire is at risk. It raises a deeper question. What happens to the family structure when one child becomes the brand? What happens to the other relationships? The siblings, the spouses, the parent who doesn't make the headlines? Scott's email isn't just about logistics or money, it's about a father watching his family revolve entirely around one name and realizing maybe too late that even he had been pushed out of orbit. To the world, Taylor Swift is the all-American icon, the girl next door who turned heartbreak into anthems and glitter into Grammys. But behind that flawless image lies something much colder and far more calculated. Because when you put the pieces together, the staged public outings, the emotionally charged press statements, the ghost-written emails from her own father, a different picture starts to emerge. One where innocence is a costume, one where every move is strategy, and every headline is carefully designed to control the narrative. Taylor's charm isn't accidental. Her "I didn't do anything" face, her shocked reactions at award shows, her humble acceptance speeches, all of it may be part of a carefully rehearsed performance, one that started long before she was famous, one written, funded, and directed by her own family. And the scary part? It worked. The world fell for it again and again. But now, with family secrets spilling out and her own father's words painting a very different story, people are starting to ask, is Taylor Swift really the victim she claims to be? Or just the best player in the room? Because like one infamous New York socialite once warned, say it, forget it, write it, regret it. And Scott Swift wrote it all down. Taylor Swift didn't just rise to fame. She was launched meticulously by a team that started with her own family. The betrayal headlines, the calculated photo ops, the resurfaced emails, they don't just tell a story of stardom, they reveal a system, a blueprint, a masterclass in image control that's been running for over 2 decades. And maybe that's why this hits so hard. Because we like to believe that fame is earned through talent, not strategy. Through authenticity, not orchestration. But in Taylor's case, maybe it's both. Her voice, her lyrics, her charisma, all real. But the innocence, the victimhood, the who me reactions every time controversy circles, those might be the most polished performances of all. So the next time she takes the stage with tears in her eyes and a grateful speech on her lips, ask yourself this: is this a pop star or a product? Because sometimes the most powerful stories aren't the ones we're told, they're the ones we're sold.